Hello Slapafish community, welcome back to another World Tanks Console video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the ADATS, the brand new Era 3 Western Alliance light tanks. And this is the brand new Ultimate Season Pass tank that you can get for 6,000 gold right away. This tank, the ADATS. First I want to talk about the statistics about this tank, then we can talk about why this tank is special. Because it is actually special. This tank is a light tank, an Era 3 light tank. It's built off the chassis of a Bradley. Now, if I can bring up the statistics of this tank, it's off the basis of a Bradley, especially M3A1 version of the Bradley. It gets two guns, a 25mm gun. I don't know if it's the same exact gun as the Bradley's gun, and it gets a 8-round autoloader ATGM. Now, let's talk about the little gun first before we get into the actual main event of this tank. The little gun, the 25mm, it has okay penetration, doing 210, which is enough to go through a lot of sides and back of armor, which has actually surprised me. I don't know how that stacks up on other tanks. Also, this has a interclip reload of 0.3 seconds, so it's not a fast-firing small gun like the Weasel Mark 1 or the BMP2, or probably not as fast as the BMP3, Martyr, like those fast-firing little guns. It's like a pop, 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 pop. That's what it is. Doing 25 damage per shot. 30 damage per shot. Gets a lot of ammunition. Basically, this gun's just very similar. I don't know if it's the same gun as the Bradley. Has 9 degrees of gun depression. And this tank is, the gun's also on the very top of this tank. This is a very, very tall tank. Even though the Bradley was a very tall tank, this tank is taller than the Bradley. And this gun is on the very top, which, if your ATGMs cannot shoot, if you're loading, I've done this in a match, where my ATGMs will be loading, or I'll be on an interclip reload for the ATGMs, and I'll be on a hill line, so I hide my ATGM part and just show the top of my gun just shooting over the ridge line, which helps minimize the stuff that the enemy team see. Yeah, this 25 is not much to talk about. Let's talk about the speed of this tank. This is a light tank. This is a Era 3 light tank. It is probably, I would say, the slowest light tank. I'm not comparing any speeds or anything, but by the speed, I don't know any other light tank that is slower than this tank. Going only 58.4 kilometers with a reverse speed of 26.3. Now, that's pretty dang slow. If that was on the Bradley or any other light tanks that has a a small gun, then an ATGM launcher, then they wouldn't be that competitive. But this tank is, and we're getting to the reason that it is. First, I want to mention it does have 600 meters of view range, as I realized that. I believe that is the best in the game. This also has 3,200 hit points. Now let's get to the main feature of this tank, the 8-round ATGM launcher. It takes 46 seconds to load this gun. It has a interclip reload of 18.18 seconds. Your penetration is 900, so you're going through a lot of stuff. Potential damage, well, your damage is 1,300. But what makes it special? That is the speed of the ATGM. Now, I'm going to tell you this. ATGMs have two different speeds. They have a, unlike ammunition, like other ammunition, as soon as the gun is fired, the max speed of the gun, max speed of the shell is at the very beginning of the, it's fire, then it drops off in speed as it goes. It's not really showed in World Tanks, but that's how that works. But with an ATGM, you build up speed. So it's at its slowest point when it exits the gun, and maximum speed out of far distance. This is actually shown in World of Tanks. Build up speed and max speed. Now the max speed is 1,100. 1,086. I don't know how. I think that is the fastest ATGM. Maybe some tank ATGMs are faster, but the build-up speed of this ATGM is like really, really fast. It's like you fire your ATGMs, and like a second later, it's already traveled 700 meters. And it's like, dang. That was pretty much my first reaction, because I fired, and seeing a tank like 700 meters away, I fire, and my ATGM, it's already there. Now, what does that incline? Now, the slow speed of this tank going 58 kilometers gives it not a fast light tank. This is not an aggressive light tank. You're not supposed to be utilizing the speed, as there is no speed. A lot of tanks, almost every single tank in Cold War and Era 3, is faster than you. But you have your ATGMs. You have these special ATGMs, and you get a lot of them. You get 24 rounds of ammunition, which you can reload 3 times. And they do 1,300 damage, but your likeliness, well, and the playstyle of this tank is sitting far back. You want it to be at the very back of the map. That's where this tank excels, because of how fast the ATGMs are. You don't have the speed, you don't have armor, you don't have that good of a concealment for a light tank to just be up close. You have to be very far back. And just find a good spot on a hill or a mountain that you can see a lot of stuff at the very far of the map, and just shoot with your ATGM. In other tanks, this would be difficult, because the other the ATGMs on other tanks would be very, very slow. But this tank has very, very, very fast ATGMs. And you notice it, and sniping at a distance with this tank, unlike any of the other ATGMs, is very fun. It's like firing an actual normal shell that goes very fast, but you can actually guide it as it goes there, which is good and very good at guaranteed damage. Now, this tank likes big open maps, okay? But it hates small maps, or like like city maps, like Ruinberg. This tank hates it, because it can't get that distance. There's only a few short lines that you can get that distance, but it hates it because it doesn't have that distance. And yeah, also I've sniped weasels from like over 1,000 meters away with this tank while they go full speed. It is crazy of how fast these ATGMs are. If you haven't got the Ultimate Season Pass yet, or honestly, if you haven't got the Ultimate Season Pass yet, it's always worth it. You get a brand new tank, you get 25 stages, and but yeah. If this tank is no longer in the Ultimate Season Pass, and this is later on the line, and you're wondering if this tank is worth it, even if it's not 6,000 gold anymore, I would say yes. Especially, it's so far one of a kind because of how fast the ATGMs are. They are really, really fast. I can't say enough of how fast these ATGMs actually are. So, that's it for this video. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, remember to Slapafish, because of course not. And peace out, Sam.